Well, I'm here. I made it. I showed up. I know the way I stormed off the set yesterday and left. You were concerned if I would ever come out back, like a Dan Bongino moment. Oh, I cracked myself up, and it's only 8:00 in the morning. Right. So Dan Bongino, assistant FBI director, takes Friday off. I'll be off Friday. If you're looking for me, I'm going to be off Friday. So he took Friday off. That's what we understand. And it whooped everybody up into a frenzy that he had walked out. He had stormed out of a meeting. And he was going to resign. But then just like that, boom, Monday comes and Dan Bongino showed up for work, right? He just showed up for work. Just saying. Now, I will say this. Well, first of all, let me get this out of the way, okay? I'm your host, BKP. I'm coming to you from what I feel may be, if there's a top 10 list, if we can get a top 10 list, if David Letterman, for all you childrens out there, would understand this, if we could do a top 10 list and David Letterman would put it up on the show at night, right after Stupid Dog Tricks or whatever, for you childrens out there, you don't understand that, right? The top 10 most corrupt states in the US of A. And number 1, Georgia. Is this the kind of day I'm going to have, Diane? I'm cracking myself up, right? Yes. All right, I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com, coming to you from what I feel strongly is the most corrupt state in the United States. That would be Georgia. I love Georgia. It's like boom, boom, boom. It's juggling. I absolutely love Georgia. I'm a lifelong Republican. I enjoy... we have the beach. We've got down there at the beach, and you could go to the shore, and you go to the beach, and you can go to the mountains, and you can go to the valleys and the ridges and the cities and everything. We got it all. Just saying. All right. Anyhow, we have a lot to cover today. Just when you thought Epstein, why did we give them the gift? Why did we give the other side the gift of Epstein? It's like the gift of Jeffrey. I have a gift for you, Democrats. It's called Jeffrey. Why did we do that? Why did all of that take place? It seems like it was only 30 days ago that the MAGA world was splintered and separated because Trump dropped bombs in Iran. Seems like, right? Just seems like that was the last. And now we moved over into the gift of Jeffrey. Now we're just going to move on. We're going to forget it ever happened. But I want to tell you something. I'm going to get into this momentarily because this show, I really focus on politics, elections, midterms, the narrative that the deep state corporate corrupt media is trying to turn. I said something several weeks ago that has come right back to the forefront. Right back. I told you, I said one day, I don't want to say that I misspoke, but I said, I know how, what's his name up there in New York? Mondani, right? Mondani, the socialist, won. Somebody immediately sent me a message and said, how? I said, okay. I switched it to, I know why Mondani won the socialists in New York. I know why. All right. Now, at summer camp, where the wealthy, predominantly white kids go, it's only 8:05. I can't come out of the box with that at 8:05. Like Charlie Kirk, Turning Point Action, predominantly wealthy young teenagers, predominantly, not all, but the summer camp down there in Florida, 7,500 kids went. You know the one I'm talking about, Charlie Kirk? Well, they're moving on. So it all gets whipped into a frenzy. They go down there for the weekend, and everybody whips it up into a frenzy for 7,500 children. They got sent to summer camp for indoctrination purposes, predominantly white children. I know I did it again, and now it's only 8:06. I did it again. I'm sorry. This is not a racial issue. It's called a factual. Is that a factual statement? If I say factual statement, there could be trouble. So anyhow, I got a phone call yesterday. Let me get to this. I got a phone call yesterday from my mom. Just saying. So the show is over. I'm shutting down. I'm decompressing, trying to bring all this down. Serenity now. Phone rings. I look down. It's mom. I'm like, I got to take it. So I answer the phone. She calls me by name. Brian, you got to stop talking about Epstein. You got to stop it. Okay, Mom, why? Because you got to start talking about people can't buy a loaf of bread in this country. They can't pay their car payments. They can't pay their rent. We've got to take that serious. You got to stop with the whole Epstein thing. People being able to buy food in this country has to come first. All right, Mom. All right already. And then she threw in a little bonus track. Enough with the Macoon. Just saying. Right. I am so tired of hearing Macoon. We'll explain that later. So I got that call from my mom. You got to move on. You got to shut up about Epstein. Okay. Now, don't get out there and send me anything ugly about my mom, because we'll have a problem. Much like yourself, she can say what she wants. So anyhow, and I thought about that yesterday, and I said, you know what? My mom gave me the refresher of why I told you the guy in New York won. Right? Why Mondani won is people in this country are at the point you promise them food, shelter, some medicine, and they're going to win elections. So right after Mondani wins, and I want to stay on this just for a minute, okay? Open your eyes. Don't give me any in-depth analysis. Just open your eyes to the general people walking the streets, having to get up, going to work today in America. All right? So this guy wins the New York City primary. Where is he at here? I know I have him here somewhere, right? And the option in New York City, 51, right? The option is this guy here. Here is so I know, Diane, I have trouble sometimes counting past 100. She's like, I'm missing these pictures. Well, maybe it's me. Cuomo staying in the race. So the option is this. You think of people's options. Cuomo, the former disgraced governor of New York who had to resign, is the option. And then people were wondering why this guy right here, where the heck is it at? I know I have it. Why this guy right here won an election. Where's he at? Well, maybe I don't have it. Hold tight. I could have sworn I had a tweet from him that I put on the screen. Give me just a second. Let's not get overworked up here, okay? This guy is running for mayor of New York City. This is the option. That's Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't want that one. I guess maybe I didn't crop it out today. But here it is. Here it is. I got it here. It's on the screen here. Hold on just a minute. I have it. Give me number 104. Sorry it took so long. All right. So this guy here, right? Now, Andrew Cuomo is going to stay in the race for New York City mayor. But this guy right here, Mondani, right? Is that his name? While Andrew Cuomo and Eric Adams trip over each other to win the approval of billionaires in the back rooms, our campaign remains focused on working New Yorkers and their clear desire for a different kind of politics. So this guy wins an election. And immediately they start analyzing why did this guy win? What did he zero in on? Right? What did he zero in on that caused this guy to win? Now, Hakeem Jeffries is going to meet with this guy today or tomorrow. Look it up. Minority House Leader Hakeem Jeffries. You got to say it. Hakeem Jeffries is going to meet with Mondani today or tomorrow. They're going to have a meeting. All right? Because he's on to something. So I've always said it like this. You've got to put all this in a timeline. You got to put it out in a timeline of what happened. Right? Epstein, it got all worked up. 10%. You've got this guy here. Remember we showed you this? Give me number 113, 114. You got Bannon. You've got the influencers, right? They call them the influencers. We're going to lose 40 seats in 2026. We're going to lose the presidency. Give me number 114. For this to go away, you're going to lose 10% of the MAGA movement if we lose 10% of the MAGA movement right now. So they set all this up. I've got to stop talking about Epstein. Stop talking about it. Stop talking about it. Trump said, shut up already, okay? This is a problem. I'm with you. I understand that part, all right? But what I don't understand is why we allowed it to happen, why it was allowed to take place. You want me to believe that Trump doesn't realize this is going to be a problem down the road? You want me to believe that Pam Bondi is coming out in front of the American people and going on Fox News, her favorite network, night after night? It's getting close. Yes, I just feel tomorrow morning something could drop. Why, I could release 50 names just like that. But every single day. Why the buildup? Why the buildup? why the almost ready, it is here. You know it, I know it. Everybody in MAGA world knows it. Bongino knows it. Kash Patel knows it. Glenn Beck knows it, right? Laura Loomer, we all know it's out there. And then boom, it's not there. It's not there. I mean, let me tell you something. I don't know. This is for the children's. I know Charlie Kirk probably has the children's watching this show to study. You should watch it. This is equivalent. This is really going to date me and you out here. This is equivalent to Geraldo Rivera opening Al Capone's vault. I mean, there's nothing in there. What? When we come back from this commercial, we're going to click it here. We're going to drill a hole here. So we're back. We're almost opening Al Capone's vault. We're just about there. After this next commercial, we think. So the vault opens and it's empty. On national TV, in front of God, country, the networks, everybody. The vault was empty. So, I mean, that's like what we got. And there's nothing there. We drop this note, boom, bada bing, move on. Now, we're going to stop talking about Epstein, but I'm not the one doing it. This guy here, he's in on it. They're all in on it. Why did we, every day, what did I show you every single day on this program? CNN, MSNBC. I said, why did we hand this to them? Right? I said, you got to pay attention. The deep state, corporate, corrupt media is rolling this ball down the street. We gave them something to work with. Why? Just saying. But it's out there now. And guess what? While we're doing this, Hakeem Jeffries is meeting with Mondani in New York, and they're going to talk about feeding people. Now, I know you and I, as capitalists, we feel like we need to put things in place in the economic engine so people can get jobs and buy food. But we have a lot of people in the country right now, just give me some food, just give me shelter, just give me medicine and transportation. I don't care where it comes from. Seriously, that there is a percent out there in the population. So, you know, I'm not the one talking about this. Well, yes, you are. So let's go with the video 2.
Could I just interrupt for 1
Sure.
second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years.
All right, so this morning, video, why does MSNBC matter? I don't know. Donald Trump's the one that met with Joe Scarborough and Minka Brzezinski over there. Video 5.
The American people deserve to know the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth as it relates to this whole sordid Jeffrey Epstein matter. Democrats didn't put the Jeffrey Epstein thing into the public domain. This was a conspiracy that Donald Trump, Pam Bondi, and these MAGA extremists have been fanning the flames of for the last several years. And now the chickens are coming home to roost.
House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries there, weighing in on the Jeffrey Epstein saga that continues to be a major focus for the president's MAGA base. The question is, will prominent right-wing voices fall in line with Trump's call to just move on?
Will the release of the Jeffrey Epstein file help pay credit card bills today in America? Will the release of the Epstein file help pay for food, rent, take any pressure off Americans today? Will it help? Because, like I said, the file, the release, nothing. The guy wins in New York. Now they're walking around saying, we're going to be the ones focused on you, not some conspiracy theory. And if they lose 10% of their movement, they're in trouble. It's our guy. Go back to 113. And when I say our guy, okay, we'll call it that. He met with Trump. He went to the White House recently. It's our guy that's saying we're going to lose the 40 seats. Now, just like that, why? Now, they want you to believe that all of these people that went down to summer camp for the children's, okay, and I asked you to do the math yesterday, 7,500 kids, how much did it cost? Did they all, did their parents have to come up with $3,000 like playing travel ball? I mean, and you will see in a video, every single one put out the entire time the event's going on, they have a donate button, right? I got it. That's how it works. But summer camp for the children, why did everyone go down there? Megyn Kelly, right? Laura Ingraham. It doesn't matter who went on that stage. They whipped everybody in a frenzy over the Epstein files. Why? So here you go. Turning the page, video 6, MSNBC.
High-profile Trump loyalists who voiced concerns over the lack of transparency regarding the Epstein files are now apparently heeding the president's orders and moving on. Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk, who voiced files a mere 48 hours ago at the Student Action Summit in Florida, now says he's, quote, done with the matter.
Honestly, I'm done talking about Epstein for the time being. I'm going to trust my friends in the administration. I'm going to trust my friends in the government to do what needs to be done, solve it, balls in their hands. I've said plenty this last weekend.
Make some noise if you care about the Jeffrey Epstein scandal.
Raise your hand if it matters a lot to you. Raise your hand. So every hand of 7,000 people.
Everybody cares.
A lot. I said a lot. Every hand.
He did have a lot to say.
Their fearless leader, the those children's out there, 7,500, Turning Point Action, USA, or whoever they are, their fearless leader, Charlie Kirk, looked at them and said, I'm going to trust my government. Yeah, I'm going to trust. I'm moving on from this. I got a phone call yesterday. Charlie, shut the hell up. You see, I didn't know, Charlie Kirk here, Turning Point Action, I didn't know at summer camp that all of this would lead up to where we would have some good red meat. Every time, you got to remember, this is theater. Yes. Are you telling me every day of my life is theater? Yes. And you know who I want to play me? Me, baby. That's right. I'm playing myself right there in the Truman Show. In the movie. Every single day is theater. Every time they have one of these events, especially for the Turning Point Action Children's and Charlie, they have a red meat moment. Are you getting that? Have you ever seen one of these events that they did not have a red meat moment lead up to it and laid right at their doorstep right when they have the event? Have you ever? Really? So are you saying this was all a setup? I don't know. Just saying. Friday Bongino leaves, it's all fired up. Saturday, the children's at summer camp for Charlie Kirk, Turning Point. And then you've got these people, they're elders, like Megyn Kelly and Laura Ingraham and them getting up there and getting all fired up. Let's go. Now, here's Laura Ingraham. We heard what she had to say. She turned the tables, video 7.
Fox News host Laura Ingraham, who also raised questions about the Epstein investigation over the weekend, is now actually scolding other conservative influencers for still discussing it, as if she hadn't done so herself.
Now, as conservative influencers were eating their own about Epstein, the president was stealing the show on the 1-year anniversary of the day he almost lost his life. He made a triumphant appearance at a global sporting event. Meanwhile, Democrats keep shooting in their own goal, stumbling from one embarrassment to the next. How many of you are satisfied? You can clap. Satisfied with the results of the Epstein investigation? Clap. Okay, I told you to clap. You guys aren't listening. I'm not going to grade you on a curve. So I was going to get to that. How many of you are not satisfied with the results of the investigation?
Things change quick. And despite several Trump loyalists now changing their tune and falling in line, there are still some defectors that remain, at least for now. Among them, Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene.
So MTG's out there saying, just like that. But they have been given this gift. Now, if we're going to get into the discussion of the Epstein files and the list, I do agree we've got a major problem. What can we trust? Remember what Hakeem Jeffries said. Of all people, Americans want to be told the truth. Now, we went from there's a file. We went from our top people saying they agreed with us that he did not commit suicide. We went from our president going to release it to now, well, we can't release it because Democrats have altered it. They altered it. Oh, okay. You didn't know that? When did you find that out? It's day 177 in Trump's administration. Why didn't Pam Bondi go early on and say, we may have a problem with the whole Epstein thing? It's been altered like months ago. Instead of going out and saying, oh, it's coming out. Now, wonder what CNN, MSNBC, Ro Khanna even put Republicans on record. Give me video 9.
House Republicans voted against a Democrat-backed amendment that would force the Justice Department to release the Epstein files in full. The House Rules Committee voted against attaching that amendment to a cryptocurrency bill. Congressman Ralph Norman of South Carolina was actually the only Republican on that committee who actually voted in favor of it. The measure would have forced U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi to publish all documents related to Epstein on a publicly accessible website within 30 days of it being enacted. Democrats say they expected the amendment to fail, but they plan to take advantage of Trump's turn to releasing the documents by driving a wedge between him and his base. They're going to keep introducing that amendment or that bill, at least according to Ro Khanna, who's pushing it. But
I wonder how CNN, if CNN's ready to move on, I wonder if they're going to move on from this. Just let it go. Get out of the way. Move on. CNN, I'm for sure they're no longer interested in it. At 5 a.m. this morning, they had something else like Department of Education or Putin or, NATO or weapons or Gaza. They got to have something. Video 10.
The world, where Hal Solomon is off. I'm MJ Lee. It's Tuesday, July 15th, 5 a.m. here in Washington, D.C., and straight ahead on Early Start.
The war over Epstein is one of the biggest rifts between Trump and his most loyal and powerful reporters that we've seen.
I really think people deserve transparency on that, and it's not wrong to continue to push for it. U.S.
Give me 103, 103. Well, that was at 5 a.m. this morning. I would have thought CNN had something else. And who did they go to? Marjorie Taylor Greene, MAGA fallout over Epstein files. So I'm going to play one more, and I promise this will be our last Epstein discussion of the morning. I promise. I want to get it out. My mom said shut up about it, but I'm just laying this out, not to talk about the Epstein list, the file, the lawmakers, the corrupt scumbag, lowlife, rapist, pedophile lawmakers, the blackmail, the world leaders that are probably involved. We're not going to go into that. I'm only discussing it in a box of midterms and why this was ever laid out to begin with for MAGA, because they're looking at, did this destroy MAGA? Is MAGA over? And we will go through some of the graphics. Give me number, Diane, like number 116. High-profile Trump loyalists who raise questions about Epstein files fall in line, say they're moving on. That's Charlie Kirk, right? Now, here's my last one of the day. Morning Joe. I know you're not going to like it, but we're running it anyway. Video 11.
See theories about everything. Now we're saying, I trust the government and I will ask no more questions. I can't even say it. I will ask no more questions. It is painful. Again, sometimes you get things wrong. I get things wrong all the time and admit it. Sometimes you change your mind.
That's not what we're talking about.
But this ain't that. This is a complete and total capitulation on an issue that they claimed to be a moral crusade against a corrupt government cover-up that's been going on for years. So what happened?
So the question we posed on this show yesterday, looking at this story through a political lens, would be how long would there be a MAGA rebellion against Donald Trump? How long would it be? For the first time, it was the first time many of these voices ever questioned him. How long would they be willing to do that? And the answer was about 48 hours, because it does seem largely put to bed already. That yes, whether it was Benny Johnson, some of the loudest, most at times, just over the top defenders of Donald Trump, explaining away whatever he would do. And last week, Friday, Saturday, angry at the situation. Trump's social media post Saturday certainly didn't help. But here we are by Monday afternoon, by Tuesday morning, it's all being swept aside. Yesterday, there was a study done. How many Jeffrey Epstein references on Fox News through Dayside? Almost none. The network which had been obsessed with that story at times, turned the page. That there was simply Donald Trump sent the word in that social media post, and then in interviews he gave at the tarmac on Andrews on Sunday. A little bit we heard from him yesterday saying, dismiss this, sweep it under the rug. It was over. And that's what we're seeing right now.
Dan Bongino took the day off Friday. He's back to work Monday. Everything is okay. Move on, shut up. Kash Patel, he is in line. Move on, shut up. Pam Bondi's always been in line. Donald Trump has probably let everyone in the administration that is out of line. If you don't get in line, you're going to have a problem. So where are you? I have a question. Are you the MAGA rebellion? The MAGA rebellion. Are you in Trump? I want to know, are you in Trump, Donald J. Trump, his camp of move on, get it out? It's no, move on? Or you're not going to accept what you're hearing. Where are you on this? So we're going to talk about this. Give me number 70. We're on the lookout for someone. Do you know this guy here in Georgia, the Georgia Hour at 10 a.m., the Georgia Hour at 10 a.m.? You can't make this up. We are dealing with we are looking corruption square in the eye on this program every single day. Number 70. Do you know this guy? Do you know? I happen to know him. He is the attorney that tried me. Yes, he tried me. Do you know Alex B. Kaufman? Do you know Mr. Kaufman? If you go to number 73, okay, Alex B. Kaufman. If you go to number 73, you will see, well, I will see, I'll explain it to you here. And you go to the Georgia Corporations Division, you'll find the Georgia Republican Party, Inc., all right? And you'll see Caroline Jeffords is still listed as of this morning as the secretary. Josh McCoon is listed as the CEO, and Lori McLean is listed as the CFO under the corporate documents here. But the registered agent is Alex Kaufman. Alex Kaufman's the registered agent. If you don't know what that is, I'll explain it at 10 o'clock in the Georgia Hour. So Alex Kaufman, registered agent of the Georgia GOP, Inc., and his firms, they're representing who? Wow, you can't make that up. So here's one. We're on the lookout. This is not a joke. And I'm going to be asking at 10 o'clock for someone to help us find this individual. We've got to be on the lookout for number 74. This is Candace Taylor. She's running for 1st District, Congressional District, Candace Taylor in Georgia. Now, she is the past Georgia Republican Party 1st District Chair. She served on the nominating committee for the Georgia Republican Party. What we understand is she has received, and as you can see, if you see this, first and foremost, she identifies as a Christian. That's okay. Georgia, MAGA, Jesus, Guns, and Babies. She's a candidate for Congress in 2026, Georgia District 1. Now, as you can see, she's blocked me, so this is why I want your help. She has blocked me. I'm not allowed to post or ask her any questions. But what we're seeing is she is the last recipient. She is the last recipient of a Frost family political donation. We want to know how she feels about that, if she's returning it. Would you believe the high road in Georgia at the current time with a $140 million Ponzi scheme being investigated surrounding the Republican Party belongs to, drumroll please, Brad Raffensperger? It can't be true. So Candace, we think, by the records we see, received the last money. We'd just like to see if she give us number. If we're on the lookout, so let me give you a picture. Number 76. Here is Candace with a recent picture of her oldest son. This is Candace Taylor, and this would be her. This would be her oldest son. Number 76. When you get over there, Diane. Candace Taylor running for Georgia District 1 with her oldest son, Ryan. So we're looking for both of them. They can be seen together, and we'd like a comment from them if you can get that. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, Department of Education, another big win, can be dissolved now, right? Another big win from the Supreme Court, 6-3. And weapons to Vladimir Putin. I wonder if Putin thinks he won the war. Take a break.
Dave's Chevrolet in Jasper, we're proud because for more than 65 years, we've built a legacy of trust for the families we serve. That's why 80% of our business comes from repeat customers and referrals. When you treat folks as well as we do, word is bound to get around. Dave's Chevrolet in Jasper, family first since 1959. Dave's Chevrolet. Dave's gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report. Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. At 10 o'clock, we will have the Georgia Hour. Well, I'm thinking, what can be said? I mean, I'm staring right into the camera of one of the most corrupt situations in the country surrounding a political party. And in Georgia, it's drop dead silence. Some people we need to hear from. And that would be the First Liberty Building and Loan Company they're investigating from 2014 to 2025, $140 million Ponzi scheme. So anyhow, that will be at 10 o'clock, the Georgia Hour. You have to always, now look, here's what Charlie says. Number one, don't forget, number 21, Diane. Hi, Diane, how are you? Don't forget, all right? Charlie says, you always have to be able to what? Look yourself right in the eye in the mirror. That's what you have to be able to do, right? So are we going to get to 21? 21.
21 or
121?
Because I don't have a 121.
Oh, whoa, you're funny. Ha, 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 ha. 21. Well, I sent 121. I think Diane's difficult. Don't you? Don't answer that. Oh, there's Charlie. You know what Charlie always says? You have to be able to look yourself in the mirror. So take that down. Now, here's this crazy thing. Vladimir Putin thinks he won. Give me number 52, right? Vladimir Putin, right? Here's yesterday. The guy from NATO is there. And Vladimir Putin, breaking Vlad, fed up, Trump will provide more arms to Ukraine, gives Putin 50-day deadline, peace or face economic ruin. Now, it seems like every day there's a balancing act that I have to say and look at the camera that I support President Trump, okay? And I just want to say this. I'm well aware what was left on the desk, all right? I am. I'm well aware of what was left on the desk. It was really bad. I mean, it was really bad what was left on the desk. So when I come here, it's like, don't attack Trump. Don't sound like you're attacking Trump. Sound like you're working with him to get through this. 50 days. When it comes to tariffs, when it comes to certain things, I understand he said 2 weeks, and just like that, he bombed Iran. But why do we keep moving the line in the sand with these people? Trump has moved the tariff line to August again. Now, Putin gets 50 more days. Weapons will go to NATO and then go on to Ukraine, which don't think you're hearing that they're going to pay America 100%. I particularly do not believe that. All right. So as we move on, Number 55, this is the over in Russia. What do they think about this? And Russia's stock market went up yesterday, knowing that Trump has moved the ball again. Russia does not care about Trump's theatrical ultimatum, says Medvedev, whatever his name is, in Russia. So here is an interesting, this was interesting this morning. Video 12.
Not happened. There was also some reporting, some suggestion that some offensive weapons might be included in this package. It does not seem like that's the case, at least not yet. But Richard, we come back to the crux of this: that Vladimir Putin thinks he's winning. That Putin, apparently, there's been reporting the U.S. and European intelligence agencies believe that Putin is about to launch a summer offensive of some sort. The airstrikes are going to continue and ratchet up. Is this here? I mean, this is the European leaders applauded what President Trump did yesterday. It's a welcome step. But there's also people I talk to say, well, it's not quite enough.
Right. It's not quite enough. Vladimir Putin cares more deeply about his claims to Ukraine than he does about his relationship with Donald Trump. Let's just be blunt.
Donald Trump thinks he's winning. I mean, well, back up. Vladimir Putin thinks he's winning. Russia thinks they're winning. That's exactly right. Give me number 91. Trump, I'm very disappointed with Putin. Now, let me say this. All right. Right? I'm very disappointed with President Putin. Number 93. EU diplomat, U.S. has realized Russia doesn't want peace. Number 94, they've got, you've got 50 days. Send them a notice right now. Tell them they have 50 days. Putin has never, and I don't know this, but I'm going to say this, okay? I don't think, and let me make sure we're very clear, I'm not a Russian sympathizer. I'm not against my country. I support my country over Russia. But I don't know if Putin has ever been disingenuous to President Trump since he took office, number 47. I don't think he has. I think Putin has always told Trump, I won. Why do you guys keep thinking, right? I showed you this right here. Give me number, let's go back here. Number 93. The EU diplomat, U.S. has realized Russia doesn't want peace. I don't think that's what's happened. I think Putin has always told Trump, I won, Russia won. We will normalize relations. We will not go into Poland. You do not put any more weapons. I mean, I don't know where this ends up. Putin has been very clear. He has a very good relationship with China. He has a good relationship with other countries. He has a military commitment from North Korea, a nuclear powerhouse in the region, North Korea, who has committed another 30,000 troops over and above the 10,000 North Korea has already sent. Ukraine is out of people, out of men and women, basically, that can fight in a war. Putin has been very clear. Look, if you put your weapons in there, you're basically telling me I'm at war with you. Now, I'm not going to go into Poland. I won't go to Poland. But you keep the weapons out of Ukraine. You recognize the territories that say they want to be a part of Mother Russia. That's what they say. You clean up the corruption in Ukraine. Zelensky, their corrupt parliament, and we'll go from there. We don't have a problem. And we have to have a Russian-friendly government. And it all comes back to we won. Now, Donald Trump has given them, there was this, remember the warmonger Lindsey Graham out there yesterday? Just wait and see. Wait and see. So John Thune is sitting on a tariff package. Now, what could we do that we have not done as a legislative body? Forget Biden for a minute, because Biden's forgotten everything. You might as well forget him. What can we do? I mean, we had Democrat control, Republican control. We've put all the sanctions and tariffs, and we blew up the Nord Stream 2 pipeline. We've done about everything. What we have seized assets from Russian oligarchs, their yachts. I mean, exactly the sanctions package. We'll put 100% tariff on anyone that's dealing with Russia. Now, you and I both know that Russia is selling oil, enormous amounts of oil, to India at a discount price. India is a reseller of Russian oil. There are workarounds everywhere. If you cut off Russian oil to the world, it will get rid of so many hundreds of thousands of barrels or whatever a day. Gas prices are going to go up. Everything is connected. So Putin, I think, I don't know, I'm not in the meetings, has been very clear from day one. This is what we'll do. What do you mean we don't want peace? This is what we'll do. Trump said, Zelensky, you don't have the cards. You don't have the money. You don't have the weapons. You don't have the people. They're dying. Trump said in Canada, well, this is the G7. It used to be the G8. Maybe we should look at that again, right? Because Putin has been very upfront, in my opinion, with Donald Trump. And Trump has tried to lay that out to Europe. Stammer in the UK, Macron's husband, Brigitte in France. He's tried to lay that out all across the world, but they don't want to hear anything of it. They're the ones, EU, they're the ones, NATO, some of the allies, we'll call it that are pushing back, saying, if we give in to Putin, we will not have. Poland will be next. So, I mean, Trump has given him, now they have the sanctions bill. Lindsey Graham said, we got the sanctions bill. John Thune is sitting on that, all right? They're sitting on that sanctions bill over in the Senate. So what happens in the next 50 days, I don't know. But I know this much, Putin is not okay with continuing to put NATO weapons, because now he feels directly he's at war with NATO. But that's what they have wanted all along. All along, they've tried to drag this into a NATO war. I don't know if boots go on the ground next. I don't know what happens. But the announcement of more weapons without just negotiating with Putin, I mean, I don't know. You tell me where you're at. What's wrong with just saying Russia won? What's wrong with it? They won. This is what happens when you win. Just saying. Putin can't figure out why everybody's over there trying to make a minerals deal when he won. All right, take a break. We'll be back right after this. The Department of Education, big Supreme Court decision, and much more as we continue this morning.
At Days Chevrolet in Jasper, we're proud because for more than 65 years, we've built a legacy of trust for the families we serve. That's why 80% of our business comes from repeat customers and referrals. When you treat folks as well as we do, word is bound to get around. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, family first since 1959. Days Chevrolet, Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender. We take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report. Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before.
Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
Hi, how are you? I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. I'm just looking at the screen of what's left here. You know, what did Rush used to call it? His stack of stuff back in the old school days, the old days where, you know, you didn't have monitors everywhere with computers and graphics. You had a stack of newspapers, these from Seattle, LA to New York to the Atlanta Journal Constipation or whatever he called it. But I'm looking here at the stack of stuff. Diane, I'm going to need, wait a minute, I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. When we get the Georgia hour at 10 o'clock, I will need number 16. I will need this one. It will like have to be available. In fact, when we get to the Georgia hour at 10 o'clock, I mean, you're just going to have to be like paying attention. I'm serious, paying attention. Can you give me number 16? I mean, I told you I'd need it at 10 o'clock, but I mean, maybe I
needed it at 10 o'clock.
I do. That's exactly what I said.
So
Don't go.
I thought
Don't
you
go.
wanted to hold it until 10 o'clock.
Don't go with exactly what I said. Don't go with exactly. Give me 16 for the moment. I will, and you cracked me up. That tickled me. All right. Because I could see her side to see, want the thing. He said, hold it. You know, bada bing, bada boom. This is not legal advice. Oh, we're going to be talking about attorneys, corruptions, lawyers, federal judges. My nerves are shot at 10 o'clock, the Georgia hour. And you know what Charlie always says, number 21, you got to always be able to look yourself in the mirror. Charlie says that. You got to be able to look yourself in the mirror. Now, before we go, there's Charlie. He's looking in the mirror. He wants to know why that puppy won't play. Take that down. Now, oh, this one, I like this one. Give me number 8. Don't forget, if Tom kills Jerry, just saying. Just saying. I know that was a little graphic. The show is over. It's over. So, now, that being said, here's a couple things, Diane, I want to run through because we're going to get to the Board of Education. The Board of Education right now. So, I like that one. I'm going to leave that one alone for now. We'll go back to that one later. Has anybody been able to locate Candace and her son, her oldest son, Ryan? We have a question for them. Take that down. Take that down. That's very graphic. I mean, what's with this? Number 79. So I'm getting messages out of the Northeast. Flash flooding across tri-state area. I will say this. What's up all of a sudden? What is up? I mean, yes, I understand flash flooding. I get it. Last night, New York City. What's up? What's happening? Just say. There's a lot of people like Texas. What's up? North Carolina. What's up? New York. What? I mean, I'm just telling you, these questions are out there, right? Number 84, I cannot believe in my lifetime, and it's not over yet, unless they get a hold of me. I can't believe in my lifetime I'm actually talking to a camera with a microphone saying to people that Starbucks employees have to return back or take a payout to 4 days a week. And one time there was a joke that said, why didn't a guy work 4 days a week? And the guy said, because I can't make it on 3, right? Starbucks employees were up to 3 days. They're moving these delegate flowers. They're moving this delegate generation 1 day at a time, slowly but surely. So Starbucks employees, give me number 85. They were asked to show up at the office 3 days a week. Now, it's 4. Just like that, 4 days, right? I'm just saying, just like that, 4 days. There's a couple more here I want to run through. 4 days a week. I never thought I would do that story. What say you? Now, when I told you we're not talking any more Epstein today or running video. We may say the name once again. We don't want to get in trouble. But give me number 119, Robert Kennedy Jr., U.S. dairy industry to remove dyes from ice cream. I said early on, what was on Donald Trump's desk when he got there? It was so enormous. It's so enormous. And you talk about Russia, you talk about Epstein, you talk about all of these areas around the world, and then you get back into America. This guy right here, what he's up against, trying to turn an industry around, much like the dyes, a U.S. dairy industry to remove dyes from ice cream. This was a voluntary move, but they're going to remove these dyes from ice cream. Now, at the same note, give me number 41. Right, number 41. Anthony Fauci referred to top prosecutor for criminal charges after bombshell Biden auto pen pardon revelation. Give me number 42. Republican Rand Paul is redoubling his efforts in the investigation into the man who led America's COVID-19 response, Anthony Fauci. Now, I will look at this camera and look you right in the eye. There's a lot of differences of opinion. Rand Paul, like him, lump him, leave him, can't see him because he's an optometrist and you don't have your glasses. I don't know. Rand Paul, happy with him that he went against the big, beautiful bill, unhappy with him. No matter where you're at, I will tell you this. I learned of and had to research, and I can't say I'm a leading authority, but I learned of gain of function research. Gain of function. I learned it from Rand Paul. I'll look you right now. I didn't know. I mean, that's not what I do. Gain of function? No, I don't do that on Thursdays, Sundays, or the following Tuesday. I don't do that. I don't know anything about that. That's not my gig, right? But Rand Paul, when he questioned him under oath, gain of function. Now, you talk about Epstein. I told you it wouldn't be the last time. You talk about Epstein. We are not talking enough about what they did to the American family. The situation we're in right now, when I say not totally, this is over a period of 50 years, but the situation we find ourselves in today with our children, health, food, inflation, right? The inflation, the cost, no decent housing you could purchase for your family with the exception of some kind of grant from the government, not like the old days. Rand Paul is redoubling his effort in his investigation into a man who led America's COVID-19 response. Dr. Anthony Fauci, the Kentucky senator who has grilled Fauci about the pandemic since 2021, is demanding that he be criminally prosecuted for lying to Congress in light of a new, shocking details about his presidential pardon. Joe didn't sign these. We know that. Joe's doctor took the fifth. Joe Biden's doctor pled the fifth at the committee hearing at the risk of incriminating himself. Joe Biden didn't sign these pardons, right? Now, let me just say this. Citizen, you have to wake up. They have worked for years. This is not new. This didn't even just happen under the Biden administration. They have worked for years to erase borders around the world, especially our northern and southern border. They want the North American Free Trade Alliance with no borders, right? They do not want a citizen. They've replaced us as citizens of the world, a world citizen. Dave McCormick will tell you he is the senator. I think he won an award. He is the Republican senator from Pennsylvania. I think Dave McCormick won an award for being a world citizen. They have diluted, deteriorated, and taken away. I mean, you should be proud to be a citizen of the United States. I'm a citizen. I am a citizen of America. They have deteriorated that. The meaning, just come over and sooner or later we'll give you what you need to work, live, and take advantage of our system. Not citizen. So with that being said, if you're okay with arresting someone that broke the law, now stay with me. If they did break the law, if you're okay with arresting someone who broke the law, crossing our border, that is hiding in a restaurant today in the back of the kitchen washing dishes. If you're okay, I'm not telling you it's wrong, so get off my ass. I feel it coming. But if you're okay that 5 or 6 ICE agents who we are paying an enormous amount of money, that we have just passed a bill that Trump signed with the largest, as large as one of the military units in this country, budget for ICE, the Border Patrol. If you're okay with them going in there and taking that guy out of the kitchen, washing dishes, because he broke the law, he did, and putting them in a van, no legal process. Wait a minute, get off my ass. No legal process. And taking them down to this place that you're now calling Alligator, right? Alligator Alcatraz, okay? And throwing them in there and saying that if you get out, may an alligator eat your ass and have you for lunch. If you're doing that, I'm not upset. But don't tell me that's what we need to do with people like Anthony Fauci out there enjoying their retirement that we paid for. Don't do it. Don't do that while we're sitting here with Andrew Cuomo running for mayor of New York City while he had to resign, and I feel he's guilty of murder. Don't do that. I mean, how can we keep this juggling going? If you want them all out, I am okay with that. But please stop the two-tier justice system in this country. Please stop. They're bad. This one's bad. This is okay. They have reached a level that they no longer can be approached in this country. And that's where we're at. It's not Jeffrey Epstein. That's where we're at. So I'm going to come back in just a moment. The Board of Education, I want to put this in the next segment. The Board of Education, I want to put in, and I want to talk about, did you listen to some of the things Tucker Carlson said over the weekend? Because that's going to go back with, do you keep going with Epstein? Right? Or the guy in New York saying that he will have a government community grocery store, which AKA can be doubled as a food pantry in America. Is that what's going to win? Are we going to lose 40 seats? Is Bannon setting that up for us? Take a break.
At Days Chevrolet in Jasper, we're proud because for more than 65 years, we've built a legacy of trust for the families we serve. That's why 80% of our business comes from repeat customers and referrals. When you treat folks as well as we do, word is bound to get around. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, family first since 1959. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, When you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
Diane, pay attention, damn it. Sorry about that. That was an outburst that was not necessary. But Diane, I am looking at this can't be true. I am checking on something that this cannot be true. It can't be. I'm trying to double check this. I cannot bring this to you without authenticating it. It's like a Paul McCartney signature on a guitar at Pawn Stars. I have to call someone in. This can't be true. It can't be true. I received something during the break that it cannot be true. I'm going to have friggin' heart failure today. I really am. I am. I'm going to have to go outside. You know, it's a shame I don't have a decent cigar. Well, let's not go there. Kids, don't try that at home. But I have cheap cigars. At 10 o'clock will be the Georgia hour. I have to validate this. I've got to call someone in. I've got messages to people now. I will, in the break, I will make some more phone calls. I called someone and I said, you have to be lying to me. This is not real. It's real. I said, who sent it to you? And they told me. I'm trying to call that individual. And it's not that it is. I'm not really questioning where I got it, but it just is blowing me away. I know, shut the hell up. Well, at 10 o'clock, it'll be soon enough, the Georgia Hour. By the way, I happen to be your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. You know, I wish ICE would take a break from raids one damn day and round up the criminals in Georgia. Just paddy wagon the hell out of these criminals. Take them down to Alligator Alcatraz. I would love to see an alligator bite a corrupt Georgia Republican's ass down there in the Everglades. I really would. Okay, moving right along. I'm trying. I will give you a clue. My tenure as acting chairman is over. All right, I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com, the Georgia Hour at 10 o'clock. I get all worked up. People send me stuff during the break. Now, the Department of Education. So here's a couple things I want to know from you, and all jokes aside. Number 43, I'll show you some headlines. Very, very few comments. Now, it might have got into the second or third hour of Morning Joe, but MSNBC, CNN, they're still working on the Epstein gift that was wrapped up and handed to them. Whether you want to admit it or not, they're still opening the gift they got from Epstein over at MSNBC and CNN and all the other networks. But I, for one, support Linda McMahon. And I, for one, support getting rid of the Department of Education. I do. Trump McMahon will begin process of dismantling education department after Supreme Court win. Supreme Court allows Trump to resume education department layoffs. Now, so many of these executive orders that Trump signed are finding their way through the court. And I have to tell you, if Trump does not name Gorsuch, you sit here today, and I have read the articles on Amy Coney Barrett. I get it. I'm with you. I'm not pleased that every decision is made. My favorite jurist, it's a toss-up, but my favorite jurist alive today, my past favorite on the court was Antonin Scalia. I loved Antonin Scalia. I got his book. It's like a college class. I love everything about it, okay? But my favorite living jurist today is Samuel Alito. I really do. This guy is solid, all right? I like Clarence Thomas. But that being said, Donald Trump does not appoint Amy Coney Barrett, Neil Gorsuch, right? Don McGahn. Remember that name, Don McGahn? If Don McGahn would not have brought you Brett Kavanaugh and the fight. Remember Don McGahn? Go look it up. He brought the fight every single day. Now, Leo, right? Leonard Leo, there's a lot of stuff surrounding that. This gets deep, but here's where I'm at today. It's called 6-3. 6-3. Trump has a 6-3 court, birthright citizenship, continuing firing people, okay? Send people, illegals, to third-party countries. He's got a 6-3 court. Without Amy Coney Barrett, Neil Gorsuch, and without Amy Coney Barrett, Neil Gorsuch, and Brett Kavanaugh, you don't have these 6-3 decisions. Now, I would like to see Sotomayor, Kagan still young, but I'd like to see another Democrat drop off. And if Clarence Thomas wants to retire in the Supreme Court, which I hear he wants to retire, I think it needs to be after the midterms. So, New York Times, number 46, Supreme Court clears the way for dismantling of education department. Now, let me say this to you. Give me number 50. Supreme Court gives Trump green light to fire education department workers. This is good and this is bad. Wait a minute. Yes, because back at headquarters, under the mountain where Dr. Evil lives, are the states, the legislature, that have been waiting for this control. If you think ending the Department of Education is what you've been looking for, it only starts the state battle that you have to engage. Now, I'm not saying the states are going to do a lot of bad things, but it only, right? You look at the state of Georgia alone with the bills that they've tried to pass under the guise of mental health, under the guise of school security, under the guise of an umbrella to throw you off like this is great. Every year, Georgia says we have fully funded Q12. We fully funded education once again this year. But we know they have attempted to pass and have passed bills that give them more control over our children. So just because this is happening, don't forget, the states are waiting for this. And I mean, they are waiting. So, let me see if I have anything else on the Department of Education. Right now, we're going to leave it there. Did any of you see Tucker Carlson over the weekend? Diane, there might be some commercials that we have to zip through. I sent you some timing. I don't know if you got it by itself. It's video 13. I would like to start at 19 minutes and 15 seconds because yesterday, I listened to his speech over the weekend, okay? When he was at the youth camp for indoctrinating young children under Charlie Kirk's tutelage at Turning Point, okay? Yeah, it's indoctrination for the most part, white children. I said that at 8:04, 8:05, and 8:06, and some of you got upset, so I thought I'd hold it for 9:39. Turning Point Action Summer Camp is primarily for white kids. Just saying. How was camp, Junior? It was great. We all cheered when they said Epstein. And what did that mean? We don't really know, but we were told he has a list. What kind of, we don't really know, but Charlie told us to cheer. Just saying. So anyhow, I started out telling you why, not how. I get ranked choice voting. So don't hit me with that one again. Mondani in New York, the socialist won the primary. He is on the ballot for the general election. He zeroed in on, he believes in government grocery stores. Scott Bessent the Treasury Secretary, has been on TV and told you that the highest percentage in American history of Americans using, food banks, highest percent, food banks. We have, hold on a minute. Hey, I got a text message I need to ask you about, but I got to wait till I go to commercial. And can you give me about 10 minutes to call you back? Sure, Brian. Thank you very much. I got to get that confirmation. I had to take that. Okay. So, anyhow, well, he wants to have government grocery stores. Look, people in this country, people in the cities have watched the illegals come through, 50, 60 million of them, get education, health care, get housing, food, whatever they need, jobs, while people live on the street, can't afford their rent, can't afford a home, kids can't buy a home in America. The American dream of having a family, they've done everything they can to put everything in place to destroy a family. This guy tapped into it. He tapped into it. We're sitting with Epstein. They tapped into it. Hakeem Jeffries is meeting with this guy, the socialist, because the Democrats, they don't agree with him, but they're like, wait a minute, he tapped into something. We're going to run with this. So Tucker Carlson actually hits the mark. Give me video 13, 19 minutes and 15 seconds, and I will pause this from time to time and tell you to go ahead and wind it back up. 19 minutes and 15 seconds.
At some point, the basic economics really matter, and they matter because not that it's bad that rich people are getting richer, it's bad that everyone else is getting poorer. And it's especially bad the young people can't afford homes. Let me just put a very precise point on this. If you want a measure of how your economy is doing, I personally favor eliminating GDP as a measure. I don't even know what that is. It's clearly not relevant. They tell me Japan has a stagnant GDP. Have you been to Tokyo? It's the single most radicalizing experience you'll ever have because it's just so nice. You lost the war? Really? Can we lose a war and wind up like this? GDP. No. I don't know what even that is. The total economic activity. Oh, no. My measure is really simple. I got a bunch of kids. Can they afford houses with full-time jobs at 27, 28? And the answer is no way. And the answer is that 35-year-olds with really good jobs can't afford a house unless they stretch and go deep into debt. And I just think that's a total disaster. That's a complete disaster. Why? 2 reasons. One, if people don't own things, they don't feel ownership of the country they're in. And the country gets super volatile because people feel like they've got nothing to lose. When you have a lawn, trust me, you're thinking long term. Second, it's really hard to have a family without a house. It is. It's super fun to live in an apartment if, there's a bar downstairs, you're in a cool neighborhood. I'm in East Village. It's so cool. Try to have 3 kids. You're not going to have 3 kids there. You can't. Nobody wants to raise their kids in that neighborhood. Nobody wants to raise their kids in an apartment. People do it because they have to. Nobody wants to. People want a little house, not some McMansion, just a little normal house. That is the actual American dream. And that is what is totally unattainable for young people.
As you're getting through that, I want to make reference to something. Okay, so this is going to be generational for the children, but you should put the children in front of the TV screen. What he said, okay, the American dream. Now, this is how it used to work. It used to work like this. You had what was called the starter home. All right, you have a young couple, they get married, they got a gift from their family for $1,000. Enough to cover some closing costs, whatever. I'm not saying people didn't get a gift, but they worked. They had a savings. They put it together. They bought a starter home. Now, did it have to be brand new? No. But what happened in America that used to be the American dream? You see, you bought a starter home. Your kids are starting into high school. They're little kids. They're starting into high school. You're doing better. You got a couple promotions, right? Got a couple promotions. Now think about this, because we're going from a time. My mom in 1970 was a stay-at-home mom. That can anger you if you want. In 1970, my mom's a stay-at-home mom. My dad moves us in, and it was before 1970. We're just using that number, that date. My mom's a stay-at-home mom. My dad moves us into a subdivision. He is a contractor, right? He just started a new business. He's working at day as a contractor. At night, he's working in the new business he started. This is America, right? And he works throughout the day, goes home, works in the new business he started until he's able to get enough revenue in the new business, right, to go and do that full time. This is what happened. I've seen it as a little kid. So in 1970, he moved us in a subdivision of 250 houses that were modest. I think their first home was $18,000. I think it was $18,000, 250. Everybody in the neighborhood had basically 4 kids, and no one was a millionaire. No one was a millionaire. They were all, we had people that were police officers, sanitation workers, teachers. We had people that had jobs in the factory, whatever. That's your starter home. And you get your kids into high school, the business is growing, or you've gotten a couple promotions, and you look at that second house. You know what I mean? You can go to an upgrade, that second house, right? Now, what happens is you need someone to buy your starter home. You got to do that. Got to buy your starter home. You sell your starter home, that young couple, you buy that middle home, and the middle home, we'll call it, they've been working, and they bought a higher end house. Now, it's not always happened that way, but that used to be the flow and the cycle in this country. And it's gone. It is gone. We talk about affordable housing. We got to talk about the government. The 250 houses that I grew up, the neighborhood, the government didn't have anything to do with that. These just hardworking people saved a down payment, $3,000, $4,000. I know a house $18,000 is not obtainable today, but it wasn't possible. There's no way 2 young people could get together, save 15 grand, put it away, put it down on a house, have a decent payment, and dream of buying the next level. It's not in America. You go through these metro areas starting at 335,000. Like, what the hell? How the hell you do that? So can you keep going with this video for just a minute as we get ready to close? Can you continue where we left off?
East Village. It's so cool. Try to have 3 kids. You're not going to have 3 kids there. You can't. Nobody wants to raise their kids in that neighborhood. Nobody wants to raise their kids in an apartment. People do it because they have to. Nobody wants to. People want a little house, not some McMansion, just a little normal house. That is the actual American dream. And that is what is totally unattainable for young people. And so the only young people in general that you will ever meet who have houses are young people whose parents help them. And God bless their parents. That's a perfectly great thing to do for your kids. But most people's parents can't afford to do that because they're already in debt from their pointless college degree. So that is a national emergency. And I know that there are certain cable channels that are spending all this time talking about, they're about to elect a socialist in New York City, which obviously I'm opposed to it. He's not even a real socialist. He's like a trainee vax, rich kid liberal guy. Mom Donnie. He's a fake leftist, but whatever. Why do you think that's happening? One of the reasons it's happening is because normal people with normal jobs no longer believe they can win in this system, and that all the money is going to the worst people. And no one even stops to ask, what the hell is going on? How did Bill Ackman get so rich? I mean, I know he went on CNBC and talked down.
I told you this. I told you this when it happened. I got pushback. I got yelled at. He's a socialist. I told you. That's what we do on this program. We're very honest with you. I said, Mondani, I know why he won. I kept getting ranked choice voting. I get that. I know why Mondani won in New York City. People are tired and they're like, wait a minute, how do these people, why do I keep getting stepped on? I'm a citizen. Is there any value in being a citizen in America? How come I keep getting stepped on, stepped over, and squashed? These people are doing great. Keep going with the video for about 2 more minutes. I want to hit a point, and I hope I get to it here in just a couple of minutes. Keep going with the video.
Herbalife, bet against companies by driving down their stock prices. That's what he's been accused of. I'm not accusing him here because he's sue me if I do. I'm just suggesting others believe that might have happened. He's already threatened to sue me for saying that. But there are plenty of people who do that. And I'm not saying.
Go to 25 minutes. I don't know where that's at. Go to 25 minutes. I think this is where I want to end this up at. Go to 25 minutes.
Credit cards and just bring the bank to its knees, and the CEO weeps on television. They readjust it down a little bit.
All right, this feels almost illegal.
Okay, keep that going as soon as you get through that commercial. I understand. And when you have these long videos, they throw a commercial in. So go back when you can, Diane.
Bring the bank to its knees, and the CEO weeps on television. They readjust it down a little bit. And he goes, oh, no, that's radical. That's too radical. And I'm like, I don't think I'm very radical. I think I'm very moderate, super moderate. I hate change. My parents got divorced. I hate change. I like things to be exactly the same every day. I'm not radical. What I am is very worried that if we don't do something really soon, we're going to wind up like New York City. That there's going to be actual radicalism. And that radicalism will take very unhelpful forms. And you're going to see race and ethnic hatred that's real. And that you're going to see people behaving in hard to control ways. If you deny people what they actually want long enough, and instead substitute things that you claim they should want, like bombing Iran, I'm not for Iran, where you spend all day telling me that it's so important that boys not playing girls' soccer teams or whatever. I agree. I hate the tranny stuff passionately. I think you should keep the boys off girls' soccer teams. But I don't know. It kind of feels like you're feeding me appetizers. At some point, I want to look around and see a better country. I want to see a country I recognize. I don't want to see people sleeping on the sidewalk. I don't see people ODing on drugs. I want to know where those drugs coming from.
Folks, on this program, I have said over and over again, I am tired of politicians in Georgia, I don't know about your state, telling me that they stopped boys from playing in girls' sports. I'm like, okay, that was never supposed to happen. And I'm supposed to cheer every freaking time they say that. It's okay if my neighbor's hungry. It's okay if property taxes are going through the roof and people can't pay them. It's okay if seniors, and they know what's happening, senior citizens work their whole lives, pay for their property, and now cannot pay their property tax. They lose their property. This is all okay if I just go through and campaign and tell you I got boys out of girls' sports. Diane, when we come back on the Georgia Hour from yesterday, I want to give you a heads up from yesterday's program. I did not think this would happen this quickly. I didn't. I thought it would take a little time. I gave you this yesterday. I told you what was happening. I am them in this quickly. You can't make it up. I'm going to need video 18 from yesterday pulled in. Take a break. We'll be back in 5 minutes with the Georgia Hour.
At Days Chevrolet in Jasper, we're proud because for more than 65 years, we've built a legacy of trust for the families we serve. That's why 80% of our business comes from repeat customers and referrals. When you treat folks as well as we do, word is bound to get around. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, family first since 1959. Days Chevrolet, Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
Do I look dazed and confused? Do I look stunned? Is this bizarro world that I'm in? I'm serious. Am I living in bizarro world? Up is down, in is out. Get away from the TV. I'm going to warn you now, for the next hour, I could say something. And I'm just saying that. I don't want to offend children or people that are sensitive. Diane, we've got to call this. I just sent you a picture. Mark the picture 120. I just sent you a picture. Mark it 120, and I'll let you know when I want it. Mark this segment. Well, you can name it what you want, but in the general theme for the next hour is you can't make this shit up. You can't. You can't make this shit up. I don't know where to start. I mean, I told you earlier, an hour ago, this is very fluid. It's moving. I get this message. I double check it during the break. I validate it. All right. And I'm like, it can't be true. I can't bring it to this audience. I cannot look at this audience and tell you that Brant Frost V, has reassumed his duties as Coweta County Republican Party chairman. Where is Josh McCoon? Folks, if you just tuned in and it's your first time, you can look this up. You go Google it. We have a Christian-based, that's the way they presented themselves, Republican family that is involved in a $140 million Ponzi scheme that have investors from all over the United States, Republican conservative investors, Christians, church members, people that sit in the pew 3 rows up. Oh my God. People that are pastor friends. I'm hearing U.S. senators, state senators, former GOP chair, better not say plural. And the family holds state positions with the Georgia GOP, and Josh McCoon, the chairman, has not made a statement. Crickets, no one in the state. Now, I want to say this before we open up. The Ponzi scheme from First Liberty Building and Loan, the Frost family, right? The Ponzi scheme that's going on right now, not everybody is in on it. Not everyone's aware of it. So caution yourself. Use a little caution. Because people invested all over the United States and Georgia, family, friends, people that they ate barbecue with after church that were not aware, like, what the hell? Are you serious? That happened. And then there are lawmakers that received money from these people, like got a donation, and now they're like, they were doing what? So don't put everyone in a guilty category as far as being aware or accepted money under false premise. Now, we're going to bring up one individual that we want an answer of why they accepted the money and what the money was for. We'll get into that in a minute. So yesterday, I told you this. It started going around. I told you yesterday the AJC reported that Brant Frost V resigned. Let's stay with Brant Frost V. You can't make this up. Oh, wait a minute. The high road. Well, might as well start with just knock you out of your seat and give you a chance to get back in it. We're waiting for the Georgia GOP Inc., right? Georgia GOP Inc. We're waiting for a statement from them. We're waiting for a statement maybe from Lieutenant Governor, candidate for Governor Burt Jones. We're waiting for a statement from our Attorney General, Chris Carr, who is running for governor on the Republican side. We are waiting for statements from our lawmakers, state senators, waiting for statements from Blake Tillery, Steve Gooch. We're waiting for a statement from Greg Dolezal, state senator, who we're hearing rumors invested $2 million. And we're thinking, okay, is anyone going to make a statement? And then, boom, just like that. I had my boom ill-timed, Diane. Give me number. I know I have it here. That's John Ossoff. That is what's his name. That's what's his name. I know I have it here. 57. Let's start right here. We're going to go. This is Brant Frost IV, the picture, the dad, the entire. So we're waiting for a statement from someone. And the first move to take the high road is the Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger. Now, if you notice, the AJC is enjoying this, and they're enjoying writing the headline as top Georgia Republican. Remember, Brad Raffensperger is the one at the last convention that they passed a resolution that they said they didn't want to be a Republican anymore, and the AJC is letting you know he is a top Georgia Republican cause return the money. So let me get this. So this came out yesterday, and I'm like, I have an alert, and I'm like, yesterday afternoon, I'm like, no, this didn't happen, right? Georgia top election official Monday called on candidates at political committees to return contributions from the scandal-ridden financial firm and its owners. Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger made the request after the U.S. Secretaries and Exchange Commission accused First Liberty Building and Loan of defrauding about 300 investors at $140 million. That's right. Political contributions, and here is the statement number 58. Brad Raffensperger, Secretary of State of Georgia, said, now is the time for every elected official, candidate, or political action committee who has received financial. Now, political action committee, he doesn't quote, say, Georgia GOP Inc., but that would be a political action committee. Now is the time for every elected official, candidate, or political action committee who received financial support from the entity currently under investigation to stand up and help the victims. Raffensperger said in a statement released Monday, ill-gotten gains do not belong in the state capitol. Now, I think this just throws right out there that he's running for office. And number 59, Noonan-based First Liberty advertised themselves on a conservative media as patriotic, Christian financial organization. Its founder, Brant Frost IV, and his family are significant players in the Georgia Republican politics. Now, we'll take that down. That is a knockout punch Brad Raffensperger throws. Where's everybody else? So this is, I mean, you can't make this up. Brad Raffensperger is the first one to come out and say, give the money back. Now, we understand there's, just so you know, there is a receiver, okay? I thought I wrote his name down. S. Gregory Hayes. S. Gregory Hayes is the appointed receiver, meaning they're the ones that's going to take the money in and the returns. And we do understand that several politicians have contacted the receiver on returning those campaign contributions from the Frost family. So we'll get more detail on that. So we open up with, wait a minute, Brad Raffensperger's the first public statement, and the AJC can't wait to write what? Top Republican in Georgia. Now, and Raffensperger has, let me make sure, let me get this. I want to make sure because he said he's returning it. Let's see. Diane, give me number 60. Number 60, Raffensperger is the highest ranking Republican making an issue of contributions. He called on recipients to return those contributions to the court-appointed receiver. S. Gregory Hayes is the court-appointed receiver, all right? So that victims of alleged fraud may be made whole. Victims. Shouldn't we have Chris Carr, Attorney General, Burt Jones? Shouldn't we have like a whole line, Josh McCoon, that the victims in the state are the priority? The Georgia GOP, Inc., they do not care about the victims. They care about, well, the Frost family is still intertwined in the Georgia GOP, Inc., not asked to leave, period, right? Among those who might return contributions, Raffensperger himself campaign records filed with the Georgia Ethics Commission show he received $7,500 from the Frost family in 2018. In 2018, the Frost family sent him $7,500, okay? This investigation is going back to 2014. Now, if Brad Raffensperger opens the door, it says from 2018, I'm going to give back $7,500. If you've ever seen the list, the Republican Party of Maine, the list all across the country, it's enormous. So that's one. Now, yesterday, the AJC reported. Now, keep this in mind. I didn't even know how to bring this to you. Let's go with number 17. No, let's just go with number 7. This is the family. All right. So Brant Frost IV, the dad, is the leader of the gang. That's what I'm going to call it. He's the gang. He's not just dad. He is the gang leader. He's the godfather, the way I'm viewing this. All right. Now, Brant on the far end, I have to pause for a second. I really dislike him. And then you have, next to the plaid jacket, you have Krista, that's the mom, and then you have Katie. Now, the reason we have the other daughters up there, if you go through the giving report, they used all the daughters that I'm aware of and what I've been able to see in giving political contributions. So the entangled web these people have woven, weave, continue, whatever. So Brant Frost on the left, let's just get clear who he is politically in the state of Georgia. He is the Coweta County Republican Party chairman. Yes. Okay. Now, he is the Coweta County Republican Party chairman located in the 3rd District of Georgia. Now, in Republican politics, they have statewide influence. And then in Republican politics, they control the 3rd district. We'll explain. Now, it was reported he resigned in the AJC. Didn't happen. We're going to go over that. I brought it to you yesterday. That's why this is a trusted program for information. I brought this to you yesterday. I told you he stepped back. I told you he did not resign. I said that. AJC said he resigned. No. Brant Frost is also a state committee member. Brant Frost is also, I don't know, I think he was on the credentials committee, meaning he would have access knowing everyone that credentialed as a delegate. I think, answer me this. Was Brant Frost not on the 2025 Georgia GOP State Convention Credential Committee? Was he not? Was Susie Voiles on there? Who was on there? What about the rules? But credentials, I'd like to know. So he's also on the state committee. Now, let's move to the far right. You got Dad. Next to Dad is Krista Frost. Now, Krista Frost, the mom. Okay? This is one of the most corrupt things I've ever been around. The mom, homemaker, and the reason I say that is in several of the campaign contributions, she lists herself as homemaker. Homemaker Krista Frost is a Georgia GOP State Committee member. All right. Now, Josh McCoon will tell you, the chairman of the Georgia Republican Party, Inc., that when the state committee is in session, they are the governing body of the party. He will tell you that. She also is the second vice chair of Coweta County Republican Party. Wow. Now, okay. Now let's go to Krista. That's the next one over from Mom. This is Krista. Give me number 17. Now, Krista Frost, you can't make this day up. Krista Frost, the one in the center, chair of the Georgia Nominating Committee. We've gone over that. We've got a lot of segments giving that up. Mom is also a member of the nominating committee. You can see Krista right behind her. Katie Frost is at the podium. That's Katie Frost. She is the chair of the nominating committee for the Georgia Republican Party. Katie Frost at the podium with the emblem there, Georgia Republican Party, standing behind it. She is also the chair of the Georgia Finance Oversight Committee. She is the chair of the 3rd District of Georgia Republican Party, Georgia Republican Party 3rd District, which makes her a member of the state committee, which also makes her a member of the executive committee, right? And she's also the secretary for the 3rd District in the Georgia GOP. Now, no one's resigned. Not a one. The Georgia GOP had an executive committee meeting. Krista Frost attended. She answered in roll call, present. She was there. No one resigned. She didn't offer her resignation. She didn't offer an apology to the executive committee for bringing all of this heavy stuff on the party. Nothing. Krista Frost, the mom, nothing. Brant Frost. Now, the spin yesterday that I brought you is that Brant Frost, Coweta County Republican Party chairman, resigned. And I told you the AJC was wrong, right? So give me this one here. Give me this one here. I'm going to want, I told you to mark that one 120. Don't give it to me now. Give me this one. 39. If you're watching from sea to shining sea and you say, well, you're just talking about a county part. No, these people have been involved in changing the rules, writing the rules. These people have been involved in manipulating, controlling a corrupt election cycle in our Georgia GOP convention. These people have been involved in so what you think is they're just a family overseeing a $140 million Ponzi scheme, but over here, why, they wouldn't do anything corrupt. No, they would not misrepresent themselves in any way. So here's Coweta County Republican Party. Get this straight. Now, Saturday, we're going to play the video, but this was the website yesterday. It says, Alan Brady, first vice chair and acting chair. Now, first vice chair and acting chair. Krista Frost, the mother, is the second vice chair. So I told everybody, Brandt didn't resign. He's still on state committee. He's still officially the chair. So play the video. That was number 18 from yesterday. Listen very close.
Brandt Frost 5 wanted me to let you know that he has stepped back from serving as the county chair. And in his absence, I'll be acting as chairman with all the duties and powers of the office. There will be a more formal statement released later. And that's really all I can say at this point. It is an ongoing situation.
In his absence, I will assume the responsibilities in his absence. And he stepped back. I tried to tell you yesterday he did not resign. Now, Krista Frost is still there. Brandt still. Not only did he say, I stepped back, what do they have on him? What do the Frost have on Josh McCoon? What does the Frost have on the Georgia GOP Inc.? What is intertwined behind those closed doors that the corruption and the evil and this is just being played out in public with a I don't give a shit what you think mentality? They don't. They don't care. Now, yesterday there was a meeting and Brandt said, I'm back. Right? My understanding is Brandt Frost yesterday told Coweta County, I'm not leaving. I don't care how you vote, care what you do. I'm not leaving. So we have double checked this with two people at this time for confirmation. Because as you can see, that's Alan Brady. Now, I want to warn you, there's some nasty things that are said about Kylie Kramer in this message. They are. There's some nasty things said. But I don't think Kylie cares. Give me the picture 120. Now, this, if you can see at the top, it says Alan Brady, right? And this is 12 people in a group chat. And according to this, Alan Brady says, to anyone who cares, Kylie Jane Kramer is taking bits of truth and filling it in with lies. She's a vile demon. Now, I don't know exactly what he's talking about where Kylie's concerned, calling her a vile demon. I don't know that I understand that. I really don't. I mean, I'm giving you accurate information, and what I'm giving you right now matches up with what I've actually read that Kylie's put out on several things. There are people who seem hell-bent on destroying what's left of our party, and it appears you are succeeding. Sad. All right. Now, look at the circled area. Brandt has resumed his chairmanship, and my tenure as acting chairman is over. Save any of your insults for someone else. My possessions may be few, but my honor is intact. I suggest you direct any further inquiries regarding this matter to Brandt. Yeah, take that down. Give me number 39. So when will they change the website back? Alan, when will you change the website? Now, I don't know Alan Bradley. I don't know him. But I have to say, Alan, you know what you're stuck in the middle of. as first vice chair, Brant Frost, Krista Frost, and the entire family, and them being on the state committee. You know what you're in the middle of. So do the honorable thing and resign and get the hell out of this mess. But what has got them in a position that they can dare? The whole family is daring the Georgia GOP Inc., daring them, just daring them. Now, I want to go, like Josh McCoon. So let me get this out. Now, I want to go into this. All right. Yesterday, a big hubbub got all up in a loop. Here's number one. Dead silence, crickets out of Josh McCoon, chairman of the Georgia GOP. Sally Grubbs, first vice chair of the Georgia GOP, crickets. Nothing said. Here's number three. We've showed you a couple times, right? Number three, Coweta County Republican Party, Brant Frost V endorsed Josh. We know how close they are. Let's go here. Did you get invited to the wedding? Number 10, just some of the guests. Everybody is silent, total crickets. Josh and his wife guessed at the wedding. Now, here you go. This was at Laura Trump. Remember when Laura Trump came in to town? All right. Laura Trump came into town, and I think it was $5,000 a plate or something like that. I don't remember. And Josh was bragging they raised 300 and some thousand. Here's number 12. This looks like Brant Frost's new wife with Papa Frost in the middle and Krista Frost, right? Now, number 13, we're going to come back to this. Number 13, here's Candace Taylor. Look in the middle, right? And there's Josh, and there's, Katie Frost. We'll come back to that. Mama's on the end. This is the nominating committee. Total silence. So, do you know this guy here, number 26? Do you know this guy here? Do you know the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man that lives on Drury Lane? Yes, the Muffin Man. Do you know Alex Kaufman? Do you? Now, this is Alex Kaufman. We're going to take just a minute to show you Alex Kaufman. Something bad wrong. I mean, bad wrong. I mean, triple bad wrong. You can't make this up. Now, Alex Kaufman. So, if you go to number 73, Diane, you jump down there. Sorry to put the jump, right? This is the Georgia Corporation Division, the business information, Georgia Republican Party, Inc., domestic nonprofit corporation, right? Now, they registered in 2014. I love the way you said this earlier. I got a message. It's just a coinkadink, right? I love a coinkadink, a good coinkadink, right? The Ponzi scheme started in 2014. That's what they're going back and looking at. The Georgia GOP Inc. was incorporated in 2014. Just saying, I don't know. It's just a coinkadink. All right? Ponzi scheme 2014, incorporation 2014. That's all I'm saying. Now, there's something here I want you to keep. Registered agent is Alex Kaufman, right? He is the registered agent, Alex Kaufman. Now, what does that mean? Anything legal or anything that has to go to this corporation, the Inc., it goes to Alex Kaufman. He's the registered agent. Now, I and you and some, you understand that. I have a corporation that anything that comes to me goes to a registered agent. It's been for years. It's not unusual, right? It's not unusual. It's not crooked. It's not. 99.9% of the time it's legit. It's always that 0.1% that it's not. But the registered agent is where everything goes. And usually that's your attorney. That's who Alex Kaufman is to the Georgia Republican Party. Now we're going to put all this together. Now here's something you want to think about as we're piecing this together. Caroline Jeffords is no longer the secretary, but there's only 3 people at the Secretary of State that's listed here. And what I find interesting is Lori McClain is not listed as the treasurer. Now, you elect her as the treasurer. She's on the ballot as the GOP treasurer, but she's listed as the CFO. Now, I'm just going to say this, and this is going to cause some stink. But CEO and CFO, if you're the CFO, you pull rank. There's no day where Josh McCoon could tell you can't see the books. There's no day you can't walk in and say, Karen Henschel, get up. I'm going to sit down here and work for a minute. There's no day. You're the CFO. Now, let me tell you, I say this, and some people are going to get angry with me, but I know of what I speak. I've worked with CFOs in major corporations in the past, and I know the power they have, and I know the meaning of a chief financial officer. So she's listed as the chief financial officer. I got this off the website this morning. If there's something wrong, let me know. Not treasurer, just what they would lead you to believe. And I'm not telling you Lori McClain would lead you to believe this, because it's very awkward of what's going on there. But the Georgia GOP Inc. rules give Josh all the power, yet the Secretary of State has her listed as a CFO, not a treasurer. So that's an interesting thing. Now, Alex Kaufman. And the reason I bring that up, as treasurer, in the future, that will end up being important as CFO. Now, so yesterday, a lot of you out there sent this to me, number 65, and you're up in arms. Now, I'm not an attorney. I don't play one on TV. This is not legal advice. Number 65, right? 65. But the Security and Exchange Commission entered a consent judgment, all right, with, as you can see, First Liberty, so on and so on. It's 16 pages. Now, it's very much a lot of legal jargon, and it's not every single day that I read a Ponzi scheme, all right, consent judgment with the alleged criminals. It's not every day. So I read all 16 pages of this legal jargon, and I called a couple people. And although there's some things in here that are just seem to upset some people, I've been told this is pretty standard consent judgment agreement. I've been told in a lot of ways it's standard, in a lot of ways. So let's not get hooked on that. So the consent judgment in itself is, I'm told, parallel to consent judgments in the past that have been put in place for a receivership and for an investigation to go on. You got to understand, this did not close the investigation. Oh, no, they've made a deal. No, they did not. Read the 16 pages. The deal, there's still third parties that have to be, they have to be depositions done. Oh, there's a lot. Read the 16 pages. Maybe you're better at the legal jargon, but no, this is not a deal. This is not a closed case. This is a consent to move forward, that the fourth is consenting. You got me? You know, I'll comply. And I'm just saying that in general. So not that there's some things that of interest. Now, this is the judge that signed it, number 66. Just thought I would let you know. This is Michael Lawrence Brown. He is the United States District Court Judge of the Northern District of Georgia. And he's been on the bench in the Northern District since 2018, and he was appointed by President Trump to the bench. That's who it is. Now, here is the interesting thing. And there's something really, really wrong with this. It's bad. It's at a point that this judge should be made aware of all the details. It really is. I mean, someone should go to this judge, write a letter or something and say, Your Honor, I'm not saying that your consent judgment is out of line, but I think, there's some conflict here, put it nicely, that has to be addressed. And I'm not for sure that when they brought this before this judge to sign, that this judge was well aware of it. Now, I can't answer for a judge. You always got to be careful. Got to be careful. But if two parties, you ever been in court and the judge will look at two parties and say, write it up and bring it to me and I'll sign it? It happens every day in America. Every single day in America, a judge from the bench looks at two parties and says, write the order, bring it to me, and I'll sign it. There's nothing wrong with it. It happens every day in America. So when Judge Michael Brown, and I don't know that he said to the SEC, is that the Security Exchange Commission, and the Frost attorneys, write this up, come into agreement, bring it to me, and I'll sign it. Maybe he knows, he doesn't know. But give me number 67 out of 16 pages. Now look at this. Another thing that after research and some background that I'm aware of, it's not uncommon. Some of these things you don't like them, but they're not uncommon. Bernie Madoff's wife got a certain amount of money to live. We say, why should she get money to live? Well, that was part of the deal Bernie made. I'll give you everything, show you everything. My wife's going to get enough money to live, at least, to shop at Whole Foods. That being said, it is further ordered that notwithstanding the foregoing restrictions set forth in Section 5, Truist Bank shall transfer $34,733.64 from First Liberty Capital funding account ending in 2852 to the law firm of Chalmers, Adams, Backer, and Kaufman to pay outstanding legal fees incurred by First Liberty Capital Partners prior to the initiation of this action. So, June 27th, I don't know the deal. You got a whole firm. You got a $140 million Ponzi scheme. You got Frost the Fourth saying, I don't know, maybe this is already his attorney. I got a problem. You need to be in my office in the morning. Frost the Fourth, the entire family's tied to the Georgia GOP. Kaufman, the receiver for the Georgia GOP. Money still intertwined with the Georgia GOP. And they wire $34,733 to this law firm. Now, it's not uncommon that when you enter this, the firm that prepared it and worked on everything gets transferred their money. I'm not saying that's right. Well, what about the victim? Shouldn't they be first? It's not uncommon that the firm, it has happened in the past, whether we agree or not. So what you do is you go over to number 68. I'm going to give you stuff to look at today, right? And you go to 68 and you look at this. And that is Chalmers, right? Is that how you pronounce it? Adams, Backer, and Kaufman. Okay. Go to the website. That's who it is. Now you go to Meet Our Attorneys, number 69. You go to Meet Our Attorneys. and you go to the third row, number 69, bottom left, well, I'll be damned. Third row, bottom left would be none other than number 70, Alex Kaufman. Alex Kaufman, who was in a boat on Lake Michigan with Dominion lobbyist John Garsh at the convention with Josh McCoon. Alex Kaufman, who is the, I hear, well, I'm not going to go there right now, but Alex Kaufman, GOP of Georgia attorney, same Alex Kaufman that pled the case against me in front of this guy is the guy that pled the case to the state committee about me to remove me. This is the guy. And then you have right here, remember, 67, $34,733 was sent to the law firm with Alex Kaufman's name and Kaufman as a partner. And this is your guy right here. Give me number. You can't make any of this up. Give me number 26. Here he is here, Alex Kaufman. Now, this is the same Alex Kaufman. Yeah, start doing the research. There's something bad wrong here. Bad wrong. These people, he is the attorney for the Georgia GOP. They're intertwined in the Georgia. Is he representing the Georgia GOP in a future case where these people are going to be involved? Is he going to have to oversee? Is he the one that's going to receive a notice from the receiver? Now, keep this in mind. There's a lot going on here. Well, you're just throwing stuff. No. There's a reason I'm telling you this. You see, this is the guy here whose law firm or him, I would suspect him, is personally representing, or the firm, this family here, number 7, right? And he's also number 73, the receiver or registered agent for the Georgia GOP Inc. So will the receiver, S. Gregory Hayes, be sending a letter to the Georgia GOP Inc., care of Alex Kaufman, asking to see all their books to return the money that has come from this family through the Georgia? I mean, this is so convoluted. You can't make this up. That judge, I don't know, I could be so far off the mark, but that judge needs to be made aware immediately. There's something wrong here, Judge. I mean, you're sending somebody $34,000. He is in the GOP. They are still members of the GOP. Well, what's that big deal? They're members of the GOP. What's that got to do with? Because as state committee members, their attorney is Alex Kaufman. Like, what the hell? What the hell? I'm like, what the hell? Hell. Damn. Shit, fire. Sorry about that. 71. I mean, I'm like, what the hell? What the hell? I mean, I can say it till the picture changes. What the hell? Oh, you got it there. I have to say, I can't help it. I told you. I told you when we started. You can't make any of this up. I've got another one. Now, Alex Kaufman speaks out. Remember, this guy, right? Alex Kaufman speaks out about Trump's call to Georgia Secretary of State. He was on the line. Yes, don't forget, Alex Kaufman was on the line when Alex Kaufman, an attorney, was on the line when President Trump was on the line. Kaufman, who is Jewish, was on the January 2nd call in his capacity as general counsel for Fulton County Republican Party and associate general counsel for the Georgia Republican Party in the 6th Congressional District. I'm not making it up. Boom. And don't forget, number 72. You do know in Georgia, because I'm just going to throw this spitball out there because you love them, right? In Georgia, you can donate to a PAC or a fund or a candidate, and they could turn around and donate to another candidate, so there's not a paper trail of you donating directly to a candidate. Did you understand that? Well, I'll explain later. Don't forget, Alex Kaufman, business attorney, Sandy Spring, Roswell resident, and involved citizen. He was a candidate, I think, for the Georgia State House 51st District as a Republican 2020, 2018. This guy got a lot of money from people like John Garst. Don't forget that can happen in Georgia. So the receiver, let me play this. Diane, I asked you if you could get this story out yesterday. Give me video 1 if you can. Video.
Thank you. A Channel 2 Action News exclusive. Court-ordered receivers began removing computers and financial documents from the First Liberty Building and Loan Company. Just a week ago, federal investigators called it a $140 million Ponzi scheme, targeting conservative media and church groups. Channel 2's Richard Elliott is live in downtown Noonan after talking to one of the receivers today.
Yeah, we watched them pull all those financial records and computers right out of the First Liberty building. The receiver could not talk specifics about this case as it's still under investigation, but they say they're committed to getting back as much investor money as they can. Only Channel 2 Action News was there as court-ordered receiver Gregory Hayes and his team pulled boxes of hard drives and financial records out of the First Liberty Building and Loan offices, where federal investigators said the founder and owner, Edwin Brandt Frost IV, ran a $140 million Ponzi scheme.
Records upstairs are not very well organized, so we will piece it together, piece the story together from the computer records and the bank account records.
We were there Friday as Frost surrendered his keys to Hayes. First Liberty advertised heavily on conservative media and with church organizations claiming to be part of the so-called patriot economy. But investigators say he misappropriated millions of dollars for his personal use and to donate to Republican candidates and organizations. Even as Hayes was pulling records from First Liberty's offices, Georgia's Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger was asking Republicans across Georgia to give back whatever money Frost donated to them. Quote, now is the time for every elected official, candidate, or political action committee who received financial support from this entity currently under investigation to stand up and help the victims. Hayes says he's already received calls from politicians wanting to do that.
We had a couple of calls over the weekend with politicians that received donations that want to return that money. So that was a good sign, I thought, that the politicians have just read in the paper and know that they have a duty to return that money.
No comment from Frost today, but in a statement Friday, Frost took responsibility for First Liberty, admitted that he misled people.
Frost, that was the lawyer. Go ahead and give me number 61. All right. The receiver, Gregory Hayes, you see him there. There will be politicians give back. They were not aware of it, but church groups, oh my gosh. I mean, you see, they're in Coweta County. That's where they live. I mean, how are you dealing in the church? When is somebody going to step up from, I'm not going there. We're going to leave that alone for now. Josh McCoon at the Georgia GOP, Inc. When the FBI, this is so intertwined, when the FBI goes through these books, when they start looking at these hard drives, and they will, this is across state lines. I mean, I have said all along that the Georgia GOP, Inc., and it really makes people angry, needs a full financial forensic audit. Full. I've said that. Josh McCoon has used the party credit card for personal reasons. Maybe he didn't think he had to. adhere to any rules because anything goes. I mean, the audacity of them this morning not having a statement, the audacity of them this morning not saying that the victims will come first because they're voters. They would happen to be voters. So should we say to the victims in Georgia of this Ponzi scheme, this corrupt group that, centered on church groups, should we say to them, oh, by the way, Republicans don't want your vote. We don't care. I mean, whether you like it or not, Charlie Bailey, the chair of the Democrat Party, it's easy for him, but he's come out and made a statement, right? Brad Raffensperger gets the status of being first. Nothing. And the Frost family are still pushing the buttons of the Georgia GOP. Michael Whatley, RNC chair. When we tell you, I said this over and over because I want to do one more segment, and it's very important to me and you out there. I want to do one more segment that I hope people will crop this and send it into the 1st District. Because we're asking Candace Taylor to leave the race for congressional office in the 1st District until she fully makes a statement or tells us why she accepted this money. Moving right along. Let me get back to this, okay? I have said over and over that this party, I don't care about the clickers. I get it. I was there. I don't care what they say the results are. Michael Whatley at the RNC, you have to understand that these people had enough control and were in full panic, financial panic, that they would do anything. When someone's back is against the wall, they will steal from you. Got it? When someone is in financial stress, why do you think a lot of corporations now and companies do background and financial checks? The last company I was with, they did financial background checks, and I asked, why do we do that? And they said, if you are stressing and can't pay your bills, you will do something and you may steal from the company. Whether you like that or not, that happens every day. So Michael Whatley needs to know that the panic, the financial stress that they were aware of as a family, maybe others were not. And that from our delegate process, our entire election convention was rigged, manipulated, and stolen from the start. So that being said, I'm not sitting on here saying new election. I'm not. I think Michael Whatley should say, wait a minute. I think the RNC should step up and say, wait a minute, not Brian Pritchard. We have the evidence. We're giving it to you. The RNC needs to act. So I want to say this. We brought this up yesterday, and I want an answer because I'm starting to see this on social media. Now, the Frost family played on church groups, all right? And I cannot stand fraudulent manipulation and lies to steal money as a church. So this is, to me, and you can correct me out there, right here, give me number 14 on the top, Krista Frost, the mother. This is the last known that I'm aware of. This is the last known political donation on 6/10/2025 for $3,500 to Candace Taylor. Now, Candace Taylor was the 1st District chair, okay? I don't know if Candace Taylor received any monetary value or help on any campaign or in any way for helping get rid of me. Yes, Candace was leading the way. As you can see, the Frost family were very tied to Candace Taylor. They wanted rid of me. Candace did that. Now, she was on the nominating committee, so we're going to come back to 14. Don't forget right here, this is Candace Taylor, number 18. She is the former chair of the 1st District of Georgia in the red. That is Brown. I forget her first name, Brown. She is the new 1st District chair, and there's Josh. And so here's number 13. And this is a picture, as you can see, with Josh, with the nominating committee, and Katie Frost on one side and Candace on the other. Krista Frost, the mother, on the far end. And I want to say I'm sorry for anyone in this picture that is innocent. I appreciate you still to this day, and I understand you were just on the committee and you may not played a part. There's my statement. But when you go there, Candace, right after, this is the 7th day of June, the last recorded is number 14, $3,500 to Candace Taylor. Now, we want to know, because Candace is well aware of what's going on, we want to know what her intentions are. Has she contacted if you have it out there, let me know. We do not have a statement from Candace Taylor. She is a candidate for 1st District, running for 1st District. Buddy Carter is running for Senate. She has several other competitors there in the 1st District for Congress. She received $3,500. Now, has she returned the money? Has she made a statement concerning her campaign? What do we know? Right? Give me number 74. She has blocked me. And the reason I'm putting this up, because I want you to help. I really do. We want to know here. Candace you can't just leave. Christian, Georgia MAGA, Jesus gun baby, candidate for Congress 2026. As you can see, she's blocked me, so I can't ask. So here's a picture so you can identify her, number 76, if you don't know her. Number 76, here's Candace and her oldest son. All right. This is Candace and Ryan. Now, I don't know. I've been told that's her husband. I refer to him as Candace's oldest son right there. And that is Candace. Now, I'm going to ask a favor. Could somebody follow this up? Here is number 75. Now, apparently on Thursday, July 17th, today is Tuesday, at 6 p.m., Candace Taylor for Congress District 1, finger foods and music at Wayne County Farmers Market, casual dress. So could you do me a favor out there? Could somebody in this area take a video camera to this event and go up to Candace and have it running and say, Candace, on June 10th, you write it down first, practice it. Candace, on June 10th, Krista Frost sent you $3,500. Why did she send you $3,500? Was it payment for something? And do you intend to send it back? Can you give us a statement on why she would even send you that money, knowing that the family did you know? I can help you write the question. And let's see what kind of answer Candace gives you, because she won't answer anybody on social media that I'm aware of. I'm aware of. She won't answer anybody on social media. I mean, people have asked. $3,500. Was that a payoff on June 10th? So, folks, you can't make this up. This judge right here, number 66, number 65, let's close this. Number 65, this is the consent judgment from the judge. I don't know that the judge, he's a federal judge, if he knows all the players. He may not. Here is the judge, judge number 66. Here is the judge, Michael Lawrence Brown. That's the judge, United States District Court of the Northern District. Number 67 in the consent. He signed it. Pretty standard consent. But there's a transfer of $34,733.64 to go over to Chamblers, Adams, Backer, and Kaufman, LLC. Kaufman, here he is, number 73. The registered agent for the Georgia GOP, Inc. is in this firm here. And he's also representing the Frost family. There needs to be a conflict letter. This needs to explode, may I say, immediately. Have number 38 ready when we close. Don't forget number 39. We'll close with this right here, and then 38. 39, Coweta County GOP. Reported from the AJC. Brant Frost V resigned. He did not. Allen says that Brant Frost V has resumed the chairman duty of Coweta County. They are the entire Frost family. What do they know on Josh? What do they know on David Schaefer? What do they know on politicians all across the state? What do they know that they have the audacity, the nerve to look you in the eye and say, we're not going anywhere. But don't worry, number 38. Don't get your Candace Taylor panties in a wad. I'll see you tomorrow morning, 8 a.m.